Welcome to The Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
And I'm Isaac.
You're here for The Truth, episode number 25. Tonight we're talking about the NFL Draft. Really interesting weekend. We're going to talk about the Lions Draft and give a bit of a Lions update. And then we're going to do a non-sports topic, our opinions on what's overrated and what's underrated. For our 17 fans that are not huge sports fans, it's a big segment for them. We'll do that last. Isaac will put like fancy timing of minutes and stuff.
I'll take the under on 17.
What's that?
We have less than 17 people who listen to us who are sports fans, right? There's a couple people that listen to us because they are entertained by your bad takes, my good takes, etc. But if we have, easily 100 consistent listeners, usually it's like 150 combined or so, sometimes 200, 180 minimum.
90% are sports fans.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, fair enough. But, you know what? We could be growing our market.
We're not growing our market.
We could be.
We can. If we have cool, topics, we'll take them. Actually, we're pretty pressed next couple episodes. Well, NBA playoff stuff, all that's coming next episode. Just to throw that out there. Awards, predictions, playoff stuff, Jimmy Butler MVP, Lakers implosion, all that good stuff coming next episode.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool things just off the top before we get into our agenda. Manchester United fans, pissed.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm Man U.
It's actually kind of neat because this is like the average fan saying, up yours, screw you, don't mess with us. Yeah. Listen, I'm not a big believer in protests, especially during the pandemic, but big up you to the Super League, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It was active for about 17 minutes.
Yeah, a couple days, I think.
Yep.
Fans hated it. Right, I told you, my soccer buddies let me know, but good on the Man U fans. What they did was widely accepted as cool. But not the owners. Everyone except the owners liked what they did.
Yeah. Lakers, karma's a bitch. That's all I'm going to say.
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Sorry, guys.
Tigers, wow, are they bad. We are the most optimistic Tiger fans, but I'd like one position player who'll be with the team in 2 years. You could say maybe Candelario, because he's the only guy hitting over the Mendoza line, or 202 or 203, whatever the number is. But they are amazingly bad, and their starters ERA is actually okay.
Yeah.
But because their bullpen ERA is so bad, it's an over 5 ERA, and they bat $1.99. They score about 2 runs a game.
Yeah, we're gonna break some records this year for sure. Good records. Not a lot of good records. It's a lot of leading the league in strikeouts, last in the league in walks, types of they're so hard to watch. The Pistons are bottom 3 team in basketball, but are unbelievably entertaining.
Oh, super! With Beef Stew and with Grant and Jackson, they're fun to watch.
The Tigers are just so hard to watch. They rarely put the ball in play. They're swinging at pitches 6 feet in the dirt. They're swinging at pitches at their head.
Oh, so many errors.
The errors are terrible.
Oh.
It's just an awful product. A terrible product.
Yeah. Let's be really clear. When the border opens up, we're still going to go watch games.
$5.
Right? Instead of paying $10 for Scalper tickets, $5. Mm-hmm. Or free.
Yeah.
We've actually got quite a few free tickets.
Yeah, stories for another day, but we've had some luck with tickets, yeah.
Yep. Anything else off the top for you?
Just the Lakers stuff. It's very interesting. They're still my pick to win. We're going to talk all this next episode. What's going on is hilarious between LeBron getting injured and saying stupid things and tweeting dumb things, and Dennis Schroeder having to sit out.
Is it COVID or is it something else?
His health and safety protocols, and Dennis Schroeder said everyone's vaccinated except LeBron and I, which was not a good thing to say because LeBron has been very public about the vaccination stuff. He isn't vaccinated. It's so ugly. They're still going to win because they have less morons than the Nets do, and that's just who has more morons? The Nets do? Okay, so the Lakers will win. But it's really entertaining, and then speaking of implosion, Aaron Rodgers, Packers, but we'll delve
Talk
into
a little bit of that in the draft because it's relevant to the draft. Okay, awesome. Do we want to go NFL draft winners and losers?
Yeah, so we each have 5 winners, and 5 losers.
Yep.
I'm sure we don't go over our stuff, so I'm sure there's overlap, but we'll figure it out. And I'll start with my first winner. This was the first team I wrote down. Actually, up top, quarterbacks, players, specific players can win, and a team in general. So my team that won, one of my teams, Cleveland Browns. I don't know if you have Cleveland down.
Yep.
Cleveland had a great draft, I think. it's too early to say. They might be the favorite for that division. It's a really good division.
Man, they got lots of athletes.
So, first round, they went Greg Newsome, cornerback. A lot of people liked him, like shutdown corner potentially next to because they have their defensive backs were kind of inconsistent. That was what held them back last year. But they went Newsome first round, and then they got my guy Jeremiah Osuwu-Kormoa, JOK. He fell.
He's fast. He's a good cover linebacker.
He can do everything.
We wanted the Lions pick.
I wanted JOK. He can do everything. Kind of a hybrid, like he's kind of too small for a linebacker, so people don't know where he fits, which might have been why he fell. But they drafted him in the second, and they got Anthony Schwartz. He was their third-round pick. Now, I don't know a lot of third-round picks, but this dude ran, I think, 4.25 was this guy's 40 time.
It's pretty fast.
And they already have a ton of receivers, so they just got him just to screw with defenses now. I think the Browns had a really good draft, and I think they win the division.
Yeah, I think you're right. Michael Vick just got off the couch and ran a 4.740, which is actually kind of cool.
Go beat up dogs, Mike Vick.
Yeah, who let the dogs out? Mike Vick did.
Mike did.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, so I had Cleveland as well, but so I'll drop down to my second winner. Little receivers, right? Jalen Waddle, 5'9", 180 pounds. Devontae Smith is 6'1", like 165.
There's no way Jalen Waddle's 5'9".
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? But a couple other little dudes like Rondell Moore, 5'7", Tutu Atwell, 5'9". Like a lot of little guys get drafted, and they're fun to watch. Like I don't know how tall is Tyreek Hill, like 5'10", 5'11", maybe.
He's around there, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch these little guys with wheels just crossing pattern over the middle and then run for 75 yards.
Waddle's 5'10".
5'10"?
Yeah, I thought he was a little taller, but yeah, 5'10". And Smith is
With his shoes on.
Smith is a little fella, slim reaper, but yeah, actually small receivers.
And I'm relatively certain these guys play football with their shoes on.
I think so. Last time I checked, unless for John McClain.
Yeah.
Shout out Die Hard.
Or Zola Budd. Oh, that's a good 1984 reference. Zola Budd. You don't even know who that is.
No.
Yeah, Zola Budd and Mary Decker Slaney. It was a
Who
controversy.
asked? No one cares.
Nobody asked.
Move on. Do you have any more to talk about little receivers?
Nope.
And the Patriots. I thought they'd all go to New England, so that's bad.
Yeah.
My second winner, this quarterback who I like a lot, Justin Herbert. He won big time. So you can say the Chargers, their biggest need was probably O-line, and the Chargers were picking 13 in the draft. So honestly, I thought there was a very good shot. The Chargers traded up to get one of Sewell, who we will talk about later, or Rashawn Slater. Two top offensive line prospects in the draft.
Yep.
Some like Slater more because he's more versatile. He's ready now. He's 2 years older than Penei. Slater fell to 13. So the Chargers gave up 0. Got their guy at 13. So Herbert will be protected. You don't want to see what happened to Joe Burrow happen to Herbert. And then they went Asante Samuel Jr. This is another cornerback. Because cornerbacks went first couple rounds. There was a lot of corners taken. It was a pretty deep cornerback class. And then people like him, and they've got Derwin James Jr. on their back end, so they've got some defensive back depth. And I like Herbert because he's on my Madden team, and he's really, really good. And I've progressed him, and he's elite now.
Who asked about your Madden team?
What about my Madden team?
Nobody asked about your Madden team. Nobody cares about your fantasy team.
I think a couple people do. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Deo Jr., how you doing, guys? Okay, so I've got Miami. I didn't write down Chargers even because I was pretty sure you were going to write them down. I wrote down the Bears, and you might have the Bears as well. Listen, Bears are in our division, so I hate writing them down. But Justin Fields, he's a player. I don't think he's going to be very good next year, but he's going to do a lot of cool things. So they picked up Fields, a couple of tackles. Andy Dalton's probably going to play for the first couple of weeks, get the snot kicked out of him, and then Justin Fields will get some reps. He could be the second best quarterback coming out of this draft.
On my board, I would have had Fields. If I'm the Jets, I'm taking Fields. Let's segue. So I agree. I have the Bears down. Don't look at my sheet. The Chicago Bears Instagram account made a number of posts consecutively about Justin Fields after day one of the draft. So what is the number? There's X amount of posts all about Fields, either draft reaction or jersey swaps or whatever. Justin Fields had how many posts in a row after draft night?
12.
17. Whew. Go on the Chicago Bears
That's
Instagram.
about the same number of non-sports fans that we have that listen to our podcast.
Good dig. Good callback.
Yep.
17 consecutive posts about Justin Fields.
I did see something where they showed just a ton of pictures of Justin Fields. Like, who'd the Bears draft?
Yeah, so I have the Bears down as a winner because I think Fields should have been taken at 2, not 11. And they traded up. I don't think they gave up. Like, they gave up a good amount, but when you're going for a guy like Fields, I'm okay with it. So we talked about the Jets and what they would do at 2. I would have went Fields. They went Zach Wilson, and I have Zach Wilson as a winner. So the Jets pre-draft, are they the worst situation to get drafted into? Jets and Jags.
I would say Jets.
So that's what I had. So the Jets went with Zach Wilson at 2, and thought he was going to get killed. Traded up in the first round and went O-line. Traded up like mid-first, got Elijah Vera Tucker. Might have been the 3rd best offensive lineman in the draft. So they traded up for him, and then they just got weapons, right? They got Elijah Moore, who was an Ole Miss receiver, and Ole Miss receivers have done well the past couple of years, right? DK is Ole Miss. I think A.J. Brown was Ole Miss. And then Michael Carter, who's the North Carolina running back.
Which Michael Carter?
Yeah, there's 2. The shifty running back.
They drafted both of them.
And he's going to have weapons on the Jets, and probably more weapons than what Trevor Lawrence will have. It'll be close, but I have Zach Wilson as a winner because he has some pieces to help him.
It's always interesting when you get a draft with a bunch of quarterbacks because throughout their careers they get compared to each other, and it's pretty cool.
Peyton Manning and
Ryan Leaf.
Yeah,
but like Dan Marino and Dan Marino was not drafted that high. Like he was drafted in the 20s, I think.
Well, there was
another day.
What was the class a couple of years ago with Watson and Trubisky and it was like Allen was in a class. There was a past couple of years that are stacked. Yeah,
for sure. So I've got another winner. I've got the Patriots. They got their quarterback without having to trade down. Like, I don't think Mac Jones is going to be a star, but I think he's solid. And again, Belichick, he was just smart. I think he was going to say, listen, if quarterback follows me, I'm going to take him. If not, we're just going to suck this year at the quarterback position. It's probably a developmental year anyways for the Pats, but I like Mac Jones. I think he's going to be solid, and I think the Patriots were smart by holding to their guns and picking him at 15.
Yeah, like, let's forget all the Niners garbage 3rd overall picking Mac Jones. Forget about that for a minute. Mac Jones, 15th overall to New England. Seems about right, I think, right? It's a quarterback-heavy league, and especially when you know there's going to be a bunch of quarterbacks going early, that Mac isn't going to be a top couple quarterback off the board. I'm okay with it. I think he sits this year, or at least the bulk of this year. Right, they signed Cam Newton for, I think it was 1 year.
Yep.
Start Cam this year.
$5 million, a bunch of incentives.
And honestly, look, you let Cam play and you say, look, Cam, ball out, go get yourself a contract next year, because realistically, Cam and the Patriots was not a long-term thing, I don't think. You say, you got a year to ball out, Cam. Sweet, go get yourself a contract, but Jones is our future. So I agree that they didn't have to trade up for him. That's big time. I agree that Belichick not having to trade up.
Unless Cam Newton gets a bionic arm, he can't throw a football. So,
no.
It's too bad.
Give Mac Jones Cam's legs. Belichick can make that. Like, he's got doctor friends for sure, right? If you have Cam Newton's legs with Mac Jones's brain and arm, like, that's a pretty good quarterback right there.
Like Beyond Sun and the big guy in Kicking and Screaming.
Yeah, Bing Bong.
Bing Bong.
Yeah, mega person. Make a mega person. So my last winner, I think this is my last winner, the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. The Ravens is one of the teams that said, look, you got to get a receiver.
You need some weapons.
And first pick, Rashad Bateman. Receiver class was really, really deep. There's a ton of good receivers.
He's a Big Ten guy. Northwestern or something?
Not Northwestern. Minnesota.
Yeah.
They went Bateman and didn't have to trade up. So while trading away Orlando Brown was dumb, you got Bateman out of it. So the fact that Lamar is going to have a receiver who hopefully isn't a moron like Marquise Brown is big time, and that actually goes into one of my losers that didn't get a receiver, and I'll talk about them later. You got any more winners?
Okay, one more. The fans, right? The Goodell's chair, and each team had a few fans there. Roger Goodell.
Oh no, I thought it was Goodell.
Goodell. Well, no, that's Jane Goodell who saves the monkeys.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the chair, it was cool to see people in the audience jumping around. It was almost normal. And then us at home, it's a good experience to watch at home. Like we were talking, I know there's some discussion about the draft moving to Detroit in a couple of years, and in a way it would be cool to go and be in this, and jump around, but then you got to wait for 10 minutes. Then you got to wait for 10 minutes
Easily
more.
10 minutes.
So it was fun. It was an enjoyable experience, and we were able to watch a decent amount on Thursday and Friday. Saturday I didn't get to watch anything. Isaac just mostly texted me their picks, but it was cool.
Yeah, fans win. We didn't get a draft for a couple of years, right? Last year was not a very fun draft.
No.
Losers. So, losers.
Want to go first?
Yeah, you started off.
So I think we just have to go Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Okay, we're going to spend a few minutes on this. We haven't talked about this yet.
Yeah.
So you start things off.
So,
I'll jump in.
I'm relatively certain there are some good sports psychologists out there. There's some good PR people. Honestly, I play tennis with a sports psychologist. Aaron Rodgers, you should call Dr. Jay McGrory and get some help because your head is not on properly. Shut your mouth. Like, I don't know what you're looking for. Like, you have omnipotent power. You can do whatever you want to, but you want to take your ball and go home because you don't like how things are going? Awful. You made the Packers number one on my loser list.
Respect. That's a good... I already had my Aaron Rodgers rant a few months ago back when Brady put him in his place.
Baby bitch.
Go for it. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Okay. Everyone involved in this Packers situation...
An E for that?
I don't know if I'll put it down. We'll see. We might get flagged. So.
Okay.
Actually, you got any more swear words to say about Rodgers? Because I'm just going to put it as explicit anyways.
Yeah, you're an asshole. Okay? There you go.
Thanks.
What? Any more?
I'm good.
Shit. Okay, I'm good.
Wow. Alrighty. So...
You should probably watch this on YouTube if you were listening.
The whole Packers situation is unbelievably ugly. Like, if you thought, there's some other teams that have quarterback issues, the Packers have an MVP level player in Aaron Rodgers, soft Mickey Mouse MVP. He's demanding a trade, it appears so. He only wants to go to crappy teams because the Niners took their quarterback. The fact that Aaron Rodgers let this go, because this is Aaron Rodgers who made this happen. The fact that he did it on draft day is such a soft move. And it makes, I don't know, if you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, I got a bunch of Packer fan buddies.
Jackson, right?
Jackson and Tal Steele.
Give us something, because it doesn't make any sense.
Text me, comment, why do you like Aaron Rodgers? Because that's a valid question. And what are your thoughts on this garbage that he's pulling right now? Because it's unbelievable. It's so terrible. So requests to trade on draft day. Requests to trade, it gets public. Junior's calling me. Sorry, Junior. Requested trade
It's not a junior.
on draft day.
Put him on the air.
I hung up. We're talking about Rodgers. Okay? That's a terrible move. And now the Packers are in a spot, because they probably found out about it on draft day, I would assume. So then they have to try to call the Niners and make a trade there, but the Niners probably already have their mind up. They're getting Trey Lance.
Bad.
So I don't know what he wants, right? Like, do you want to go to Denver and lose to Mahomes twice a year? Do you want to go to... What was the other team? The Raiders? What? The Niners I get, but a little too late to try to make that happen because Lance is their boy. They already gave up their future for him.
Yeah. They could have 2 firsts. No, 3 firsts.
Might have been 3.
This year they moved up, and I think 2 more.
So, the Packers went cornerback.
Big risk by the Niners.
Packers went cornerback in the first round. I think that was saying, whatever.
It's a decent pick.
We're going to make... It was a very good pick.
Yeah.
We're going to make the best team we want to make. We don't want to suit you and give you more elite players. Because you already have enough of them on your line, and Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. So, I actually wrote down Rodgers, his new nickname, Charmin Ultra Soft, the toilet paper. Charmin Ultra Soft. Okay? Because he is the softest player in the league.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
He's I hate him so much. And you see what Adams tweeted? This was today.
No.
Gotta appreciate what you got while you got it. That's what Devontae Adams tweeted today. What does that mean, dude? What does that mean?
I'm assuming that's throwing shade at Rodgers.
I don't know. He must have called LeBron and said, "Hey, LeBron, can I have some cryptic tweet advice? Because I just want to be stupid on social media." And LeBron's really good at that.
Yeah.
So,
But then he's got to take it down.
No, I was actually referring to when he just posts dumb things in the past, but...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers. Loser.
Yeah, Packers suck.
Tied to him.
Whatever. The division's open. Whatever.
Okay. I have to have Houston down, right? No first round draft pick, no second round draft pick. They picked Davis Mills, who I guess is okay. He's got some potential, but the mock drafts, Isaac, and I just talked briefly about the mock drafts for next year, and everybody's got Houston picking first. Because Watson, who knows what's going to happen? He's going to retire. He's going to get suspended. So Davis Mills is just going to play quarterback and get destroyed and not have anybody to throw to or hand the ball off to. I've got Houston down.
I just put Watson, but you can go Houston because the Houston Texans' first selection was quarterback. That shows to me like we are done with you. Mm-hmm. And obviously Watson's got bigger things going on than football right now. But we try to stick to sports as much as we can. I don't know. I think Watson's playing days might be done.
Somebody suggested to me that Watson's just going to retire, kind of do the Mike Vick thing. Did you suggest that?
I've heard it. I heard that.
And then sit out for a year or two, take a suspension, whatever it is, and then just come back and have some type of redemption.
How would you go and get help? Because he needs some. Rodgers needs different kind of help. Watson needs other kind of help. Yep. Morons.
Yep, moron help.
Moron help. Yeah, so I have Watson too. But I'll go with one of my losers, one of my boys, Carson Wentz. I love Carson Wentz.
I saw losers, yeah.
Did you write that one?
I don't have my thought about it, but...
Okay. So I've been saying this since they got him. Pretty solid O-line. They're missing, might be left tackle. Like they've got a really good O-line, but they're missing a left tackle. And doesn't really have receivers. If you look, it's like Taylor Hildman's about 80, and he's a deep threat who can't run deep anymore. They got Pittman, who is okay. He was okay last year. Like he's not a 1, I don't think. They didn't get a receiver. First round, they went Kwity Paye. Now we like Kwity Paye a lot, and he's a good upgrade to their defense. But with such a deep receiver class, I think you have to take either Bateman or Marshall or one of those guys in the first round. He has no help. I love Wentz. They're going to win the division because he's the man. But you got to get him some help because I want him to be a dark horse MVP candidate, and he needs some receivers to get there.
You don't want good quarterbacks to get the crap kicked out of them all the time.
Yeah, so like I said, they needed I think it was left tackle, but they needed one O-lineman and a receiver. They didn't address either of those positions until the 7th round. They had 2 7th-round picks. They went receiver and they went O-line. That's just terrible.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because my next loser is Russell Wilson because he's going to get the crap kicked out of him again. Like, I think he could be in a really good situation, but Seattle just needs to invest in their offensive line. Listen, they needed draft help. This was not a very deep year for offensive linemen, but you figured out a way to go get him. He's your franchise. You don't want him to be squished. And he's going to be squished.
And that's what people were saying, right? Like, you got to make Russell Wilson happy. You got to make him happy. You got to make him happy. And I thought
because he's not a bitch. Aaron Rodgers is. Russell is not. He's a good dude. Okay,
he's a great dude. My last loser. Is my last? I think it's my last. No, maybe not. I have the Vikings.
I have 2 left.
I have the Vikings. I don't put the Vikings.
Yes, I do.
Look, the Vikings, like I said, the division's kind of wide open. And the Vikings had an opportunity to make a splash. Like Draft Day, great movie Draft Day. You should watch that with Kevin Costner. But you got to make a splash.
I want all my pickbacks, and I want Putney.
David Putney. Okay, good one. The Vikings didn't take advantage of the fact that Rodgers is being stupid. Christian Darrisaw, 23rd overall, is fine. I know you like Darrisaw. It's fine. Like it's pretty boring, and I don't know if it was the right pick, right? Last year, first round. You remember who their first round pick was?
Jefferson?
Yeah. So they went Justin Jefferson last year to go with Darrisaw this year. And in the second round, they went Kellen Mond, quarterback. What? Like, why do you need... Are you really moving on from Kirk Cousins? And I just read that if Fields fell to 14, they were going to take Fields.
Yeah.
Do they have any idea what's going on?
To answer your question, are they moving on from Cousins? Yes. Cousins is like James Harden. He's going to put up stats.
That's a terrible comparison.
But, okay, well, think about Russell Westbrook.
Well, both of those are very good basketball players, as much as I dislike them.
So think of a guy who throws up some stats but doesn't help you win at all. Mason Plumlee?
Drummond.
Okay.
Boom. Makes way too much money.
Very nice. So Kirk Cousins, Andre Drummond. I have Cousins down as my loser, not many, but obviously by association.
Yeah.
Lots of stats. Oh, he just drops the ball. Oh, he throws a big interception all the time. You ask a Minnesota Vikings fan, shout out to the Swensons.
Yeah, not a whole lot of Vikings fans around here. Sorry if you're a Vikings fan, but we don't really. Actually, I don't have beef with the Vikings. I have beef with the Packers.
I don't have beef with the Vikings either.
I don't love the Bears. I don't hate the Bears. I think their fans are funny. Mike Ditka and all the skits are entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So
pretty cool stadium.
Very cool stadium. Do you want to do your last loser now, and then I'll.
Yeah, I've got Michigan State.
Go ahead. You can tell us.
So they had nobody drafted for the first time in 80 years, like 80 years. This is kind of the last FU from Mike D'Antonio to say, okay, I'm not giving you any talent. Here's the problem. They have no talent, but they still beat the Wolverines. So it shows you that Harbaugh can't put a team together. We're big Michigan fans. Good thing Michigan basketball, solid. Michigan football, not solid. But that's okay. They'll be better in the future. Michigan State, nobody picked for the first time in 80 years. That's my last answer.
There's a stat, I don't have it now, but it was like, going to the draft, there's 4 teams that have had at least one player taken in the draft era, which was like 1970 or 71.
No, it's 80 years. Oh, you mean in the Super Bowl era?
Super Bowl modern draft or whatever it's at.
Okay, 1967.
Michigan State, and 2 other teams. 67. State is now off the list, so there's 3 teams that have had a player taken in every modern draft era. Michigan's one of them. Michigan had a bunch of guys going this year.
Yeah, I would say Notre Dame, Bama, Oklahoma.
Well, there's only
Stanford,
3 teams, including Michigan. So it's 2 teams that I'm not. Oh, Alabama. They had like 6 first rounders. That's not fair.
Yeah, crazy.
My last loser. Now we're going to talk about the Lions soon. So this is actually going to segue into the Lions because we planned how we segue into segments. That's how official we are.
A lot of detail. The producers just put so much effort into this.
They're in my ear right now.
Yep.
Telling me to get on with my topic. Jared Goff. He lost.
Okay.
So he lost.
He's got nobody to throw to.
Okay. He lost when he got traded from Los Angeles, the city where Die Hard takes place, the Dodgers, Mike Trout, Shohei, to Detroit. The emphasis this draft was on defense. I know they went Sewell. We'll talk about that soon. The emphasis this draft was defense, and that doesn't really help Goff. I guess indirectly, yeah, but defense isn't catching the ball for him. So Sewell's going to help him, but DeMonte Smith. We'll talk about him in a minute. I'm glad they didn't pick him, but that would have benefited Goff more than Sewell, I think.
For sure.
So, that doesn't really help him. But St. Brown will help him, even though he's like a 4th-round receiver. So I don't know how beneficial it'll be, but Goff lost. Goff is going to get hammered this year for sure. And as long as he is in Detroit, he will continue to get crushed. Now, segue. We're going to spend a few minutes on the Lions.
Detroit Lions. Pretty decent draft. I've got their overall draft grade as a B+.
I'll take the over on that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll give A-. I really like what they did.
So we were watching it, and we were happy because I think Isaac had Penny at his 2nd overall person on the board. I had him at 3. I had Lawrence, Chase, and then Penny. But we were so happy. We were like, oh my God, we might be able to get him. We might get him. And then... Who was 6?
Shout out Miami. Shout out to Dalton. Jimmy Butler made a phone call and said, look, my boy Chudes, he wants to get Sewell. Just go with Waddle here.
Yeah. And I called him, like, they're picking Jalen. And they did, and we were high-fiving, and it was pretty loud.
Right before the draft.
Foundation pick. I don't remember who said it, but somebody on the Instagram page said, you just got your left tackle for the next 12 years. They might start right tackle, it doesn't really matter.
Right before the draft, I said, if the Bengals go chase, which I think was the wrong move, if the Bengals go chase, do the Dolphins go Waddle? We talked about this right before the draft started. Because I saw some mocks that had that go down. And Sewell fell right into our hands. I believe that Dan Campbell and Holmes had Sewell 2nd on their big board. I think they had Lawrence 1, and then they had Sewell, and then they had Chase, Fields, Pitts, Lance, all those guys. I love what they did, right? So we'll run through it real quick. Penei Sewell, Levi Onwuzurike, Aleem McNeil, Ifeatu Melifonwu, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derek Barnes, Jamar Jefferson. So that was their draft. Some backers, some cornerbacks.
Shout out to Big Ike. Nice job on the pronunciation.
I practiced.
Good.
I did a lot of practice going into today. This was the main practicing.
Maybe Isaac did a little more show prep than me this time. Normally I'm way ahead of him.
I watch all the draft stuff though. Like when I'm not in school, I'm listening to a podcast about the draft. Like
see, I listen to some sportcasts, but I listen to other stuff too, leadership stuff and stuff.
Okay, so you know
what? How am I? Jeopardy? Who's the champ?
Okay, how old are you again?
51.
How old am I?
17. Doesn't matter. When I was 17, I'd be kicking your ass at Jeopardy.
Thanks. So they went tackle, D-line, corner, receiver, backer, running back. I like what they did. They're probably going to be the worst team in football next year. They're going to be bottom 3.
They'll be bottom 3.
They'll be right? Yeah. Houston?
Fine.
Oh, I love it. Houston's going to be down there. The Jets are going to be down there. The Bengals, the Jags, the Raiders, the Lions. Like, I know they did, even if they, like, I think the Jets had a decent draft. The Bengals had an okay draft. That's not going to, like, you're still going to suck. Especially the divisions, like the Raiders. The Raiders are in a pretty tough division. So I think the Lions are going to suck this year, which is okay. They're young, they're going to develop, and I think Sewell will be good next year. He won't be as good as Rashawn Slater next year. I think Slater is going to be better because Slater was like the ready now prospect, and Sewell is going to be better in a couple of years. He's 20. He needs a monster. He needs a monster.
And he took a year off.
Yeah,
which is good because you know what? His body isn't beat up. He's just a monster of a man. Let me jump in and just give you a couple of my thoughts. As we were watching the draft, unfold over the weekend, it was kind of painfully clear to us that the Lions will suck next year. There was no hope to say, oh, hey, we need to fill these holes. Nope. They're building big guys, right? Just as Campbell said, guys who are going to bite your knees off, get pushed back down and bite them again. They're just building talent, offensive, defensive line. They want size. Even some of it, like their wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Look up his dad. His dad is former Universe beast. Who's the linebacker that they picked?
Derek Barnes. Yeah. Fun to watch.
He's a thumper. Not a great coverage guy, so that's not good because the Lions don't cover well. But the Lions will still have the worst wide receiver selection, or the wide receiver team, wide receiver group, and linebacker group in the NFL. Mm-hmm. That's okay. They'll pick up some guys after they get waived, and so it'll be a plug and play scenario. It's okay. We're looking for 2023. We're fine. This is Detroit. We're in the rebuild time. We're okay with that. Mm-hmm. Couple of things. Sorry, calm down a little bit. We like the picks, right? So I've got B+. You have A-?
A-. Everything except the passing on JOK in the second round, but a lot of people like Onwuzurike. Like, I guess Onwuzurike and McNeil are both just crazy athletes.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. Like, would I have preferred they went linebacker and got the Notre Dame guy? Yes. But I trust Holmes. This is why he is here. He is here to make day 2 and day 3 picks. That confused fans.
Yep.
That's why
that's
he's
his
here.
Skill set. We could have picked Penny, right? That was an easy pick. Although watch the video of the Lions after the pick of Penny, Isaac showed it to me. It's awesome.
I love it. I love it. I know people were ripping on him. I think Sewell was second on their big ones.
And what's her name? Sheila Ford Hamp or Camp or what's her name?
Hamp, I think.
Hamp?
Yeah.
I think she's kind of cool. Like, she's fun at parties.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah, she's fun at parties.
I think Campbell might be a little more.
Campbell will be crushing tires against his forehead.
Like the Lions, they are set at running back. They're set at tight end. They are set at punter. And they're mainly set at
pretty good offensive line
and defensive line. They have a good offensive line. Everything else is like whatever.
Yep.
Everything else can change. So let's spend a minute on the 7th overall selection.
Okay.
You got Sewell, you got Fields, you got Smith. In 20 years, are we going to regret the fact that they took Sewell? I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no. Now, is it possible that Fields becomes an All-Pro, becomes a Russell Wilson kind of guy? Yeah. Like Patrick Mahomes, when was he drafted? 10th or something?
10th or 11th, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody thought that Kyler Murray was going to be the show. Like, I think Kyler Murray's okay, but...
He's overrated.
You say he's overrated. Either way, you never know. But I think you need bookends. You need an offensive line. It protects your quarterback. It allows you to run the ball. Eats up the clock a little bit. Unless you have an unbelievable quarterback like Russell Wilson, you're not going to win games with a crappy offensive line. So I like it.
Yeah, so let's say Justin Fields is Russell Wilson. Let's say he is a great quarterback for the next 15 years. The Lions do not need a quarterback right now. Goff is our bridge. He will be in Detroit for probably a couple years, maybe more. So Fields would just sit these 2 years and they'd have this awkward contract with Goff. So I like going with Sewell. I think it's the right pick. I don't love playing him at right tackle. I'd like to talk to Decker, try to move him over, but, we'll figure it out. I trust those guys. So I'm happy with the Lions. They missed on JOK, I think. I think he'll be good in Cleveland, but other than that, flawless draft. Great draft.
Okay. Overrated, underrated. How do we want to do this?
So, overrated, underrated. We each have 10 overrated things and 10 underrated things that are not sports related. They're just random. So,
and we should probably ask our fans to vote as to who has a better list.
Dude.
Come on.
Actually, we should... You get access to Instagram, right? We didn't talk about this, but...
Yes.
Shout out Team Tal Nation.
Team Tal Nation. Thanks, everybody.
So I'll get him Instagram soon once I remember the password to the account.
Boy.
So we have 10 overrated, 10 underrated things. We'll start with overrated, I think.
So, are we going one at a time, or do you want to do 3 or 4, and I do 3 or 4?
I say we go one at a time and just go back and we'll spend let's spend a little bit of time if we have to, but...
Okay. Overrated?
Go. Yeah, go.
Kardashians. Nobody gives a shit. That's easy pickings. Kardashians, overrated.
Are they rated that highly anymore?
They are. They still have billions and billions of everything. Yeah. Dollars, fans, overrated. No talent, narcissist, pain in the asses.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't know if they're rated that highly, but my first overrated, Dairy Queen / Baskin Robbins. Look, Dairy Queen and Baskin Robbins are good. They're quality, but they're so expensive. It's unbelievable. Give me a McDonald's cone over that any day. So I know that's unpopular. Overrated doesn't mean bad. Overrated means they're, rated a little too highly. I think they're good, but they're rated too high.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
What you got?
Overrated, gender reveal parties.
Okay.
Stupid. Blowing crap up. Dumb.
I actually had reveal parties.
You did?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, when you said gender, I was going to say hit the brakes. You got to be careful here. So gender reveal parties.
Oh, I am so woke. I wouldn't say like that. He doesn't understand how woke I am.
Second, another food item, Doritos. This is a take I've had for a long time.
Yeah.
I think Doritos are good, but people go nuts about Doritos.
God, people die for them.
And they're not that, they're very good. Yeah, they might be an 8 out of 10, but people think they're a 20 out of 10. Doritos are good, but they get way too much love.
Yeah, honestly, the girls in the house, they like the Doritos more than...
Give me Miss Vicky's original any day.
Yeah. No. How about cookies? Talk chip cookies.
I'm cool with that.
Okay. Next for overrated, Instagram influencers. I don't give a... I know it's a Kardashian thing.
No, that's you.
Okay, but I'm a good influencer.
Oh my God.
And when I say influencer, no, I don't have a lot of followers, but I have some. No, I don't give a crap what some lady in London says is the best restaurant. Because that restaurant gave her a free lunch and she's like, oh my God, it's the best place ever. No, it's not. Just because some pain in the ass, basic bitch decided to come here for lunch, out of here.
Wow.
Instagram influencers. I'm on fire today.
You are. Another overrated thing, WandaVision. I'm not going to spend too much time on it.
Okay.
Marvel TV show that people loved. I didn't think it was that good at all, really. I know you agree. People love WandaVision and go, nah, it's not that good, man. It's really not that good. WandaVision, supremely overrated.
Okay. Overrated. Bourbon. There's a lot of really good options out there. A lot of great scotches and vodkas and gins and whiskeys. Bourbon? No, not so much. Pass on the bourbon.
Okay. Another one, Avatar. The movie Avatar. The blue dudes run around. That movie is not good. People love Avatar. It made $3 billion.
Yeah. Is it high school senior or...
It's number one.
Because they did a...
Past Endgame.
Yeah.
Because they just keep re-releasing it in China.
Oh, yeah.
Avatar is not that good. If you go and watch Avatar, the effects are good, but it's Dances with Wolves with blue people. It's really not, it's not very good, and people really like Avatar. I remember seeing it when I was 6 or 7. I'm like, it's kind of weird. The tails and it was weird. Avatar does not hold up. Very overrated.
Okay. Obviously, there's a bit of a trend here for some of my stuff. I've got TikTok as overrated. How do people sit and watch dumb videos for hours and hours a day? My attention span is about 45 seconds of videos, and I never watch them on TikTok, but sometimes you could cross over and play it on Instagram. And then I'll watch one 45-second video, usually cut it off at about 35 seconds, and that's it.
That's TikTok. A fair take.
Overrated.
That's a fair take. Starbucks.
Okay, I thought that'd be on your list.
Might be my most overrated thing.
Yeah, Kappa Frappuccino for $6
on earth.
espresso is good. We'll get that.
Well, it's good. Yeah, like Dairy Queen Baskin-Robbins. Starbucks can be very good, but it can still be rated too highly, and that's my stance on Starbucks. Their best drink is their free water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've hit a lot of free water over the years.
Lots.
Yep. Overrated. Wheel of Fortune. It's just not that good a show. Like, when you compare... full disclosure, on my underrated, I've got Jeopardy. I'm a big Jeopardy fan. Jeopardy is like 78 times better than Wheel of Fortune. Like, Wheel of Fortune. Not that good. You only have like 3 or 4 dumb little things you got to figure out. Overrated.
Who rates Wheel of Fortune that highly?
Oh, it's lots of people.
Okay. Overrated the Oscars. Not just because that's so easy.
That's an easy one.
Not just because this year's was terrible. Generally, it's overrated. Like, very rarely does a movie win and the majority of people are like, yeah. Like, that's a good decision by the Academy. The Oscars suck. I'm not entertained by it. And I disagree with most of the selections. And that's partially because, I'm a big action movie, big superhero, but I can enjoy good movies. But I don't think some movies get the respect they deserve, and the Oscars, people go nuts about. The Oscars aren't that entertaining, my opinion.
Okay, overrated. The Oscars. I concur.
Cool. You have anything else?
Yeah, I have lots of them overrated.
Yeah, go for it. Don't worry.
Titanic movie.
Yeah, I don't have Titanic, but I'll put that next to Avatar.
Like, some guy and some girl fell in love. She was with a rich guy. Big boat. Sinks. Like, it's a 4-hour movie that really could have been like a sitcom, like 22 minutes.
I want to see
good.
sitcom Titanic. Just put a spin on it. Just kind of make it like throw in a couple like one-liners. I'd be okay with that.
Yep. And what's her name? Like, couldn't she have shared the wood?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Leo.
Yeah. Share the raft or share the wood, whatever that is.
The door or something. Yep. Yeah, I'm okay with that take. This is my last movie, The Matrix. People go nuts with The Matrix.
Oh my god, people go nuts with
I'm a big Keanu Reeves guy. I watched Matrix for the first time maybe last year. I'm like, it's not that good. Like, Keanu Reeves is cool. He's kind of weird in it, but he's cool.
Yep.
But other than that, it's just trippy.
Is it rated? Like, I know
people love it. You look on like best movies, best action movies. It's high on best action movies, and it's on some best movies ever. And it's like, really? Like, I think you need to go back and watch Matrix, and you're like, yeah, it's not that good.
Fine.
It's Matrix, overrated. I got 2 more.
I have 2 more as well.
Okay.
Overrated. Cats. They're selfish. They're mean. Cats are overrated.
Yeah. Be sure to tell them that next time you have a conversation with a cat.
Yeah, I will.
I have 2 more. I feel strongly about both. New Year's Eve ball drop is the most overrated thing I've ever experienced in my life. I remember, because ever since I was young, the ball drop. I never watched it. And I watched it one year. I expected it to be a big glass ball in New York that was released very high up in New York, and it dropped and shattered, and it was so cool because the ball dropped. That was what I thought the ball drop was. And I watched it, I'm like, is that it? Like, when does it happen?
Oh, it malfunctioned this year. Wow.
So the ball drop, if you like it, I respect it, but I just don't see the hype.
Okay, overrated. Tattoos. Like, I recognize that I'm the exception because I don't have any ink, but oh my god, does everybody need ink, like, all over the place? I don't get it.
You're cool for saying ink, eh?
Yeah, and listen, my boys, like, Urban Paul and Dave Maiden, huge tattoo guys, Beaver, my god. But, it's just not that big a deal to me.
I'm okay with that take. My last one, lockdown haircuts. Why do you need to get a haircut when you're in lockdown, like we are in now?
I've actually made you get a couple haircuts.
I don't understand it. Who sees me? The 3 people I live with see me and my dog, see my hair. I don't care what it looks like. No one, I'm not going to school, I'm not going to work. I wear a hat on the show. Lockdown haircuts. Overrated. So overrated.
Pretty good.
Underrated.
Okay, underrated. First, that's an easy one. Tacos.
Tacos are overrated.
Oh my god, tacos are not overrated.
They are rated very
soft, hard, they make a mess. They're just delicious. Breakfast, lunch, dinner snack. Good any time of the day. You can put anything you want in them. Delicious.
I view tacos like I view Doritos. They're solid, but people go nuts about them and they don't deserve it.
Yeah, best tacos I ever had. Dave and Sabine's wedding in Mexico.
Cool. Thank you. Mint ice cream. So underrated. Mint ice cream is solid. People do not like mint. Like, people strongly dislike mint ice cream. Mint ice cream is good. I'm not saying it's cookies and cream,
It's pretty good, yeah.
but it's solid. Mint ice cream.
Okay, espresso. This is true tasting coffee. You go to anywhere in Europe, you ask for a coffee, they give you an espresso. You go here and ask for coffee and you get dirty water. Like Tim Hortons coffee is not good, and everybody loves it. Actually, I could have put Tim Hortons as overrated, but I just put espresso, a bit of honey. Shout out to Uncle Dan for getting me onto that. Underrated.
I don't know if Tim Hortons is overrated. That's a different conversation.
Yep.
Another underrated, oatmeal. Oatmeal is heavily underrated. People need to talk about oatmeal more, and it is maybe a 1 seed in the all-time breakfast ranking, like bracket. It might be a 1
The
seed.
steel cut where it takes like 25 minutes to cook.
Yeah, that might be a 1 seed.
Yep.
That's pretty elite. Like, I think that might be like the Trevor Lawrence of this draft class.
Okay.
Oatmeal. Excellent.
Good. Dogs. Right, obviously, I had cats earlier. Now I got
disagree.
dogs. Dogs are awesome. And
Okay.
even though people like them, when you get a good dog, there's just nothing better. Like, no matter what happens, you come home, you've had a crappy day, crappy sporting, whatever, dogs are right there for you.
Like, I think dogs are
Dogs.
awesome.
Yeah.
But are they underrated? Like, No, that's a bad take.
Okay.
The sleep timer button for the television. That is so underrated. The sleep timer button is awesome. Like, that is, like, when you look at best inventions ever, light bulb, telephone, wheel, sleep timer for the television. Heavily underrated. That is such a useful tool that I use all the time. Underrated. People need to talk about the sleep timer button more.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've got naps as underrated.
I knew you'd have that, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big nap guy. It's awesome, right? Like, you can do so much, and then you need a little 15-minute nap. Boom. Then you're awesome. Not enough people abide by the nap. They think it's a sign of weakness. No, it's a sign of strength.
E-transferring, underrated. E-transferring is sick. E-transferring, I know, like, some people don't do it or whatever. E-transferring, I was a little slow at first, but once I got on, I'm like, it's so efficient and excellent. E-transferring, underrated.
Nice. Good take. I've got toast and jam as underrated.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. Daniela, his mom, she's turned Amish since the whole pandemic thing started, so a little bit of sourdough bread, a little bit of jam. Again, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, covers all bases. Toast and jam. Bread and jam for Francis.
Walmart, underrated. Walmart is so awesome. Walmart is elite. I love Walmart. Haven't been in since COVID because it's probably pretty scary. But Walmart is great. Walmart gets you anything you need whenever you want it. There's always some entertainment there. Walmart, underrated.
Okay. AstraZeneca.
Get a drink of water.
Yeah.
Raspy Bo.
Yeah,
AstraZeneca is seriously underrated?
It was really underrated. It was really high until the Gen X's got access to it, and everybody's like, oh, take whatever you can get. So whatever shot you can get, take the AstraZeneca. It's awesome. Saving lives.
Thank you. The Back to the Future sequels and the Indiana Jones sequels are underrated. Because when you think those movies, you think Raiders and you think Back to the Future 1. Now, those are the best. But Back to the Future 2 and 3 are both awesome. Like, if they're on, you're watching. And Indiana Jones 2 and 3, awesome. 4 we don't talk about. But if you look at the sequels there, they're very solid. And I think that people, like, when you think Back to the Future, you always think about the first one. But, like, 3 is in the Wild West. That's awesome. And 2 is all sorts of, like, 2015 Nike stuff. Like, that was cool. So I have those sequels as underrated.
Okay, that's good. I've got The Cool Side of the Pillow. I know it became a rap song, but Stuart Scott really was one of his good lines, and I love Stuart Scott. His book was awesome. But, you're hot at night, sweaty, you flip the pillow over, it's nice and cool, you go back to sleep.
Waving and nodding to strangers, underrated.
Waving and nodding to strangers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great take.
Right? Like when I'm going for
that's our lives.
when I'm out biking, it's always
Yep.
if you're on podcast, I just did the classic head nod with the 5 finger, just kind of. That's such a cool move, and whenever you get it back, it's like, yeah. And I do it a lot, so it's pretty low risk, high reward, I think.
Yep.
But it's a solid move. It's underrated. You wave and nod to strangers all the time. Whenever someone does that to me before I do it, I'm like, that person's cool.
That person's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, underrated multi-purpose clothing. Right, like shorts that can be bathing suit, tennis, casual, maybe if you're going out to dinner, pajamas, all the above. Multi-purpose shorts, way underrated.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. I think all clothing
Oh, comfy clothes.
can be all-purpose. Like
Yeah,
this
well,
shirts-
especially clothes that can be all-purpose. Yeah, like some of the stuff, like some of the suit jackets, they're sweet, but they're probably not good for pajamas.
Correct. Bicycling, going for a ride on a nice day. That's underrated. It's been nice, so I've been able to go for some rides outside. That's an underrated. I missed that. We could just go on, and it's a great opportunity to get some exercise, to wave and nod to strangers, to listen to a podcast and get educated.
Yeah, stop and visit some people.
Yeah, I love going for rides on a nice day. Underrated.
Okay, so this is a shout out to Kevin Ewing. He says, whenever you're injured or you're not feeling well, walking. For like thousands and thousands of years. No, listen. Just listen. The healing powers of walking, like bikes didn't come along until a couple hundred years ago. But walking is great when you've got a little injury, your knee's bugging you a little bit or whatever. You just get the blood pumping. Now, walking by yourself is boring as hell. You got to walk with somebody else, right? Like we walk with the Jensens and we walk with a bunch of different people. That's actually good. Running, tough on my knees. I need those for tennis. Not that I would be playing tennis illegally during the lockdown.
Don't go there.
No, none of that.
Walking, in that sense, is fine, but walking from point A to point B is overrated, in my opinion.
Well,
that's when biking comes in.
For sure.
Hop
If
on
it's
the
point A
bike.
to point B in time, yeah.
Hop
But
on
I'm
the
a
bike.
big believer in the walk and talk as well, right? Schedule a meeting, you got to go through 3 or 4 things, you're going to talk it. Walk and talk. WNT, I throw it in the calendar all the time.
2 more. Do you have 1 more?
No, I'm done.
Oh, did you do 9? Probably. Moron.
No, I did 10.
Underrated.
No, but then comfy shorts and walking.
Okay, whatever. I have 2 on my list. Seeing live sporting events, that's underrated. We missed that. So just get that out there. Going to a Tigers game, watch them lose by 10. Underrated. My last one, Die Hard. Die Hard, look, you're going to scoff. There's a scoff. Die Hard is underrated, right? When you think Die Hard, you think action, you think explosion, you think bloody feet, whatever. Die Hard is an action masterpiece. It's the best action movie of all time. And, in my opinion, one of the best movies of all time. And you're like, that's stupid. Watch Die Hard from start to finish.
That's good.
And you're
It's
like,
really good.
man, it's solid. And people view Die Hard highly, but they view it as an action movie, sometimes a dumb action movie. It's not Rambo 2. Like, it's actually a solid movie that happens to be an action movie. And I think that people, when you think Die Hard, you think one thing, but I'm hot on, Die Hard's my number 1 movie of all time, next to Shawshank's 2, but Die Hard is 1, and probably won't get topped anytime soon. Unless they do a remake with Jimmy Butler. Then it, might get swapped, but for now, Die Hard underrated. So that's all I got. You want to close things off?
Yeah, thanks very much. 52 minutes, so it's a bit of a long show. One shout out I need to do is Guy St. Pierre. Positive thoughts, prayers for Guy. He's going through a lot of crap, but I just did get a text from Paul a few minutes ago saying that hopefully he's showing some good signs, so we're thinking about you, buddy.
Okay, we're not going to end on that gloomy of a note. So, do you want to end with something like a little uplifting?
We'll do the football rules!
Wow, Billy Madison reference. Okay, then I'll get off. Have a good night, folks. Thanks for listening. Be sure to comment, like, do all that good stuff. Subscribe. I'll get them on the Instagram.
Hashtag Team Tal.
Okay, hashtag Team Tal Nation, guys.